Nissan Stagea C34. This is a vehicle that I'm going to be doing purely by hand. So I'm laying it down like this for a specific reason. Cut towards the glass and then go ahead and do your edge. All right, there we go. If you are not comfortable with this, do it one by one. Starting from the outside, working towards the glass, and then cutting down. This edge, again, I want that so that I have something to grab onto. And the rear windshield will basically be the same. I'll put the light in the back outside of where the ceramic is. I'm just gonna show you guys how that works. The film, remember this, always be careful here. The film is off the glass. So we need to protect this part so that it doesn't deform the film because it's off the glass. Now in this case, the film is also very low and too close to the rubber. So here I was very careful once I saw it, but unless you're very comfortable with shrinking, you may want to just take the film off and bring it just slightly above. So an inch or more will probably be good, not too much. So like an inch is just good. So like this one here, for example, this one, not sure if you guys can tell, it's a bit farther away from the bottom. So the glass seems to be pretty flat on this car, which is very, very easy. I just realized I did not take any before photos or videos of this car. Unfortunate, we'll just continue. All right, guys, now let's work on this rear windshield. This vehicle, the rear windshield is pretty flat, and so it's gonna be a really easy one. I'm not gonna dry shrink it. We're just gonna wet shrink this. It'll be perfect, it'll be nice. Let's get on with it. Process is about the same thing as the side windows. We'll lay our film out. It's a little harder because it's a large window, and so the stretching of the film and having to hold it can be kind of tricky without it being too dirty, without getting it too dirty from touching the floor. But I'm just gonna wet it so I have somewhere to tack the film to. So we're gonna give it as much space as I can with my wingspan. It's the same like on the other windows. Overlap, we know where the ceramic edge ends, so we just want to overlap to there. I forgot my knife. It's basically the same. I'm not going to be worrying too much about getting it cut around the dot matrix and blah, blah, blah. Not yet. My light is already in there. But yeah, not gonna worry too much about the rest of that. I just know we're in the right parts. We're covered on both sides of where the ceramic, like it ends about right here. So last part here, just make sure we're high enough. Yep, we are high enough. So now let me cut the bottom. Be careful, guys. It's easy to cut the car here. Yeah, this is an older vehicle, but that doesn't mean that I wanna cut and damage it. So I'm gonna cut just slightly below, but I'm gonna peel the film away so that I don't. And I'm also going to angle, I don't know how to explain this properly, but I'm going to angle the blade inwards while I'm cutting, just so that it's not actually, I'm not dragging it like this, I'm actually cutting it like this. I feel like it gives me a bit more control over the film. Just peel the film away from the car so that you don't risk scratching the vehicle. Insurance or no insurance, don't risk it. So, what we're gonna do now that the glass is kind of flat, or now we have the right piece, I'm just going to kind of like flatten it out, and we do that just by pushing the sides, and that kind of brings everything down. And then I want to find the bottom of this, the bottom of the wiper, or sorry, the top of the wiper, and then we'll just cut right there. Okay, and then pull it out, grab the piece that you just cut, I grab that insert and peel it down. Okay, now that that's peeled, I'm gonna open it up if it didn't fully go through. There we go. Let me pull that back up. It's falling. Cool. Now, just going to complete the cut. That part's done. Now this side of the film is flat, and now just going to clear that out. Raise the windshield wiper and get the film down. And complete that. There we go. Now the film is flat on the glass. Okay. Or, you know, it's on the glass. Hey, you know what I mean. Okay, sweet. This is a wet shrink. You could do the exact same process with a dry shrink. All right, let's move these fingers to the top and the bottom. If you've seen I've recorded a wet shrink video before. This process is the same. Let's go ahead and shrink. I'm not going to talk too much because this thing is going to be on. There you go. Easy peasy. Let's do the other side. Okay, so now that it's mostly shrunk, it's not completely shrunk, like there's still a finger here, still a finger a couple places. Let me just get this action. We're not fully done. We still need to get our final cut in and then actually see what fingers remain from that, but we are like 90% of the way there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plug my light in. That way I can see the edges, I can see the sides, and I will go ahead and cut those. Break off a piece of my blade. Now there's a number of ways you can do this, guys. If you don't like cutting on the glass, I already gave you one example of, you can use a tape, which I gave away, I can't find, but you can also use something like a white marker, like a paint marker, and you can draw those lines. Like you could draw where that ceramic edge is, and then you can take the film and put it on a piece of glass, like a table or a peel board, and you can cut it there. I'm comfortable with just cutting on the glass. I don't like all that other stuff. Let me just start over here, actually. Here. Sorry, Jason. Gotta cut your face, dog. Oh, fuck. Okay, good. Okay, let me go this way, actually. It's really important, I think, to figure out how to do this with your right and your left hand. For something like cutting, being dexterous is a very good skill to practice, I would say. And there we have it. Now we can look at what fingers remain in order to determine if it's actually fully shrunk. And it looks pretty good to me. Yeah, there's really not much at all to fix except around here and there. I'm just gonna get the rest of these fingers down and gonna install this, and then I'm just gonna tint the other side. You guys don't need to see that, but I'll tint the other side, and that's it. This car is done. Yep, that's it. All right, guys, let's install it now. So the same process we always use. We're gonna take this, because this is a hatchback, we're gonna take it off, and we're gonna slap it on the side of the vehicle. Just gonna get it wet. There's the customer washed their car, thank goodness. So I'm not gonna worry too much. Obviously there's still contamination on the outside, and the factory windows. The windows are factory tinted, but we're still going to try to keep this as clean as possible. I've already removed the cover for this third brake light, and I'm not going to actually fully remove the third brake light. I just wanted cleaner access to the ceramic here. I'm not too concerned with wetting this because the electronic connections are actually here on the bottom, but obviously, actually I think I will just remove that. I'll be right back, guys. Gotta grab some tools. I'm back. Got a couple wrenches. Boom. Now we have some space. Yeah, don't even bother. Otherwise, I'll have to take out all these lights if I wanted to remove this thing completely. That would simply just wrap it up in the microfiber towel, and it'll be just fine. Let's get started, guys. So we wet it like we normally do. Oh, actually, there's no soap in this. Put 3 little squirts of Johnson & Johnson baby shampoo. I could have just put 2 because it's winter. I usually put 3 in the summer, and so I'm still used to doing it like it's still summertime. Like the on season is still here, but it's not. The sun, the warmth has abandoned us. We are on our own with the cold. Let me just quickly do this. I'm not gonna be too crazy on it because, again, it's factory, but just to get a little something. Get a little something off of it. Oh, yeah. Just cover this all up. All right, wipe the panel. Make sure we get all that dust off of it. And then grab any tool and then go into the sides, especially at the bottom. As everything up there, if water touches it, right, like you see that, if water touches any of this, any particle of that, and it goes in, sure, because this has factory tint on it, you won't see it from the outside, but contamination is still very much visible from the inside, as like little dots elevated off the glass, and the quality is not nice. For what I'm charging this customer, I do not want contamination whatsoever. So I'm avoiding, even with a vehicle with factory glass, I'm avoiding all of it. This guy is getting my best. One more squeegee. All right, rinse it, rinse that bottom, rinse that side, spray lightly because there still is contamination up there, okay? And then rinse around your pattern for any of the dust and contamination that's there. Then we'll peel it back. Spray as you go. Be careful at the bottom because you could be kicking up dust. Pick it up and finish spraying it. Now let's go. Remember, you want where the windshield wiper goes to be facing the front of the car so that when you pick it up, it's at the top. You can see that, and the sticky side of the film is facing away. The sticky side, the glue side of the film. There we go. Bada bam, bada boom. There we go. There we go. It's looking good. Spray. And then squeegee. I put a line all the way through so that I split it in two. Often you'll get a lot of people talking about split it in four. So you have 4 quadrants. I don't really see a difference. split it in two just to get the film tacked down so that you can just go without worrying about the film moving too much. But in my experience, when doing windshields, the film does not move very much at all anyways. And there we go. Just gonna go around the edges. And we're done. And that's it. It's looking good. I will show you what it looks like. It's very clean. Yeah, it's looking good. All right, guys, so I'm gonna finish the other side of this, and then I'll show you guys some results after I'm done tinting it. Of course, I'm sorry I did not get the before pictures. I don't know how much you guys care about before footage, but I didn't capture any before, just the after. But if you guys do prefer before footage, let us know so that we include those in all of our videos. All right, so anyways, that's it from me, guys. I hope you may have learned something with manual cutting or hand cutting. Hopefully this was useful. Hopefully I said something that made a difference for somebody who was learning to tint windows. And hopefully I convinced somebody who was thinking about tinting their own car to instead just call or text or go to www.s3tint.com to get a quote, check our availability, and book yourselves in so that I can tint it for you instead of you going through this headache yourself. All right, catch you guys on the next one. See you later. Bye.